They're the same size as what I fight in them. 4 ounces.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
That's your lot.
That's it.
Oh my
Crack off them, eh?
That's it.
Imagine.
Oh, I can.
Imagine fighting in them.
I've actually fought in them. I think I fought twice. In their match with Wood. Obviously before I was in the US, when I was fighting on cage warriors.
That's some K1 rules and MMA rules.
Yeah, they're bonkers. Don't fancy that.
No, there's not there. That's it. There's nothing there. Rip your ear off and smack it with the temple. Literally, innit? Can you pull them a bit with us? Can you, like, pull them in? With
Red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's leave them in.
Well, like, pulling the yeah.
Already down.
Ricky, don't get any ideas, mates.
No.
Don't get any ideas. Stay in the box.
Yeah, I'm not.
Second spar of the camp, isn't it? Or third, I'm not too sure.
Second.
Big Tom Aspinall.
I've been in camp with him on a few of his fights. He's been in now camp with my upcoming fight. I was in camp with him for the Volkov fight. I was in camp with him the fight before that, the Alaskan fight. I was in camp with him for a few, haven't we?
Yeah. Great sparring.
Literally, yeah.
Doesn't get much better, to be honest, does it?
So yeah, I've been in camp with him for a few good ones. Some really good fights. So. If any of his ring side goes where it's like being a ring with a wizard there, this is it. Strong in the clinch, yeah.
So when he's in the clinch,
You know,
you're learning something there, right?
yeah.
These
Relax.
guys,
Relax with the big men inside. Don't couldn't wrestle with him. Like wrestling with a 45-ton motor, pulling you with a tow rope. So no.
And at the same time, he learns something from you because the way boxers move their feet is completely different.
We work good with each other. How long we've been sparring each other for, Tom? Now we'll get him in.
Ricky's moves faster, a big guy, do you know what I mean? Definitely moves faster. Like, I'm not a boxer, so a lot of the time when I'm in close, I don't know what I can do and what I can't. I don't even know the rules properly, do you know what I mean? When we're in MMA there, I'll be trying to take him down, so it's a bit of like a grey area for me when we get in there. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if you're supposed to punch or go back or what, but yeah, it's good sparring. Ricky's, a lot of boxers I spar, they're a bit standoffish, but Ricky likes to get involved, which is similar to MMA, so he's perfect sparring for me.
Do you ever get tempted just to take him down and get a bit of ground and pound?
What do you think?
I reckon the answer's
yes.
yes.
Of course I do. Well, I'm originally a grappler, so it's like my instinct. If I get underneath like what we call a body lock, which is like both arms underneath, instinctively I'm like stepping around his side ready to take him down, so I have to stop myself a little bit.
Like wrestling a grizzly bear.
And that's a
All I see is that black t-shirt when he comes over the top. I think, fucking hell, look at this.
Yeah,
I'm in the shadows. I feel like Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings.
I mean, I'm sure all people know your backstory because Tom, you've risen to such heights in the UFC that everyone's talking about you. But you know, we used to watch you sparring back in the day in the pro boxing gyms with some top quality caliber fighters. Obviously Tyson, Fury, people like Daniel Dubois, Yui Fury. I mean, you've got the pedigree in the boxing game, really, haven't you, as well?
I think I've got the pedigree in every discipline. Yeah. I think to be the best at mixed martial arts, you have to do all of them. You have to do every combat sport. All I do is I try and I don't want to be the best at the individual stuff. I just want to be able to compete with people who are specialists at that one thing. So I'll spar professional boxers, spar professional Thai boxers who just do that. Go with professional wrestlers, you know, people who just do jiu-jitsu, just grapplers and stuff. So if I can compete with them, at least I don't have to be better than them. But if I can compete with them just in the individual discipline, I feel like I'd do all right when you put it all together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know, I know you had a really unfortunate mishap the last time out, which is healing well from what you've told us and from seeing you there and the way you're turning and moving. But you know, it's back on track now, isn't it? And
it's
that ambitions for the UFC titles.
Yeah, it's coming on. There's absolutely nothing holding me back now because that knee's been bad for a long time. I didn't think it was going to go in my fight like that. I got through a lot of fights with it, so it's on the mend. It's fixed now. Before it wasn't fixed, so I've got absolutely nothing holding me back. I'm going to get myself fit, get myself ready, and summer next year or something around that time, I want to start working my way towards #1 spot in the world. That's the plan.
I just wanted to add something on there. I never watched the UFC before sparring Tom in my life. I never did. The only person I heard of the UFC was Brock Lesnar because I watched, as a baby, me and Nathan, we used to watch a bit of wrestling. And when I started watching it, I think I sparred you for the Andrei Arlovski fight for the first time.
Yeah, probably something like that.
And I sparred you for the Andrei Arlovski fight for the first fight. And then I seen you fight the polar bear and then Victor, the big man as well. Like, I sparred with him for a few camps. And whoever doesn't watch the UFC, I just say it because you're at the side of me, because I'll just say it exactly how, if you know me, boys, how long you've done me, I'll say it always. If he ain't the most exciting heavyweight in the UFC, I don't know what is, because he really is. He's fast. He rips you to the floor. He'll submission you in seconds. You don't realise how good he is on the floor. This is the thing. This is what people don't realise. This. I am a newbie in UFC, but I've watched things off this person and watched what he can do. His father, that man up there, I'd put anybody in the top 10 in the world with him on the floor and he'd rip them to pieces. He can just find the keys and the locks to get you and find any key to find the lock. And you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. Yeah, he's a machine.
And he's been cradled with that all his life. So who's going to be better than him on the floor? So don't just think he's a stand-up, boom, take that, which you do. I'm not saying that, but the Yantin quarter what this man can do on the floor. The world champion. He hit him, struck him. Arlovski, former world champion, got behind him. Don't even know the names of them. Put his arm around him. Bop. Who does that to that man? Not that I know of his resume, he doesn't have that done to him.
I feel like as well that when you're doing MMA, it's slightly different with the striking and stuff. Like, I'm pretty successful in boxing because of the threat of the takedown as well.
Yeah.
It's not the
speed.
If we were just boxing, I'm not the best just boxer in the world. But when it comes to me mixing it between my kicks and my takedown threats and picking a leg up, dropping it, going back to the boxing and mixing it, it's completely different. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you put a professional boxer in with me, say you put a world champion in with me, say you put, I don't know, Klitschko or Joshua or someone like that in with me, and we were boxing but we were allowed to grapple as well, I guarantee that without using grappling, I would outbox them. Not because I'm a better boxer, but just with the threat of possibly being able to take them down. Does that make sense?
I get you. Yeah. Psychologically, it's in the head. It's meant in the head. And that's why you've got to contend with a lot more threats in MMA, don't you? And
there's so many ways to lose. Like, an unbeaten MMA fighter doesn't really exist. I think there's one guy who's retired undefeated, Khabib, and apart from that, like, there's too many ways to lose. So it's unpredictable sport, especially at heavyweight.
So yeah, we've got some quality rounds there. The guy I mentioned earlier with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, this is the guy who has teached Tom since he was a baby. So Tom's dad. This is Tom's dad, Andy. Obviously, you know me, Coach Terry Spencer. But going back to it, this gentleman over the time of me sparring Tom over the years has taught me so many different things. You know, something in the clinches and knowing where you put your body and pull the arm, and it's very good stuff that you don't see in boxing. So it's really thing. It's not illegal stuff. It's stuff that can be done, but it's just a little thing in the back of your head. If it comes, you can use it. We're doing some fantastic work. We've been in with Tom now for the last couple of camps, haven't we? with a couple of fights.
I think it was Orlovsky.
Orlovsky, yeah.
Fight,
Yeah, I was just been speaking about that. I was talking before, you explained it a lot better than me. We were speaking about Tom's floor game.
Yep.
And what people don't realise is how good Tom is on the floor.
He's not shown it yet,
No.
which is good. People don't see it, it's good, but it's there.
Amen, it is. It definitely is. And like I said before, he's a severely strong, bodily strong man. Like if you look at him over there, he's sculpted. He's a big, fine sculpted man. But we've had some great rounds today. We always do, Terry, don't we?
Yeah, the sparring's brilliant with these two. That's why, they bounce off each other each camp, don't you? It's great sparring. We're not getting better sparring than this, really. It's hard to believe Tom's not a boxer.
It is.
He's a great boxer, he's a really good boxer. So he could quite easily flip into that sport and go into that sport and compete at the high level. He really could, he's that good. So yeah, they bounce off each other, it's really good sparring, isn't it?
Amen, it is. We've got a good way of going on with each other as well, we're friends, and it's just nice. And his dad comes in here, his dad's a good friend of ours, comes here, and it's just an environment where it's learning, do you know what I mean? It's nothing to do with anything stupid, it's good quality sparring and learning, and that's what it's all about. That's what you're here to do, is to learn. And don't get me wrong, there's been some spars where I've been like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like you've been in a whirlwind, come out of a twister, but you're like, yeah, okay, that'll do.
You got caught then with a left hook, and I'm like, oh, gee. He moved right into a hook, and like, ooh.
So, hey, listen,
it happens. You're going to get a shower and not get wet. You're going to.
Amen. Especially heavyweight boxing.
Ricky's on this journey. Now he's just recently turned professional.
Yeah.
You've been
We're
down
on it
that.
with him as well.
Pardon?
We're on it with him.
yeah, absolutely. Starting off on the journey with your son Tom, and he's done it from a young age, and he went into the boxing and all them years of putting it in. Ricky's starting off on his pro journey, but it's now paying off for Tom, and he's reaping the benefits yourselves, and all the hard work that you've put in over the years.
It's a lot of time, Chris. You're not doing it for one morning, or you're not doing it for 3 months. You're not doing. It's been since he was about 6 or 8 or something like that. And it's enjoyable. It's what he wants to do. It's what he wants to do. We're just here to try and help him as much as we can.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And both of them have got real good defences. That's the thing I like. I like the cleverness of the spars. They don't try and kill each other. Yeah. He'll go away today, and 4 rounds is probably worth 3 or 4 weeks MMA sparring with people who are no good. Not no good, who are
a lot lesser opposition than Harry is.
So they do each round, and they know what they're doing wrong each round, and they talk about it, and they go again and try and fix it, and that's, as long as they're getting better, that's all you can do, really.
Andy, I noticed one thing when we were sitting there by the side of the ring.
Yeah.
He told Tom 1 or 2 things, and he put them straight into practice. He obviously listens to you, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think as a kid when he first started, that was the advantage, that I was teaching grappling and he was grappling. So he was getting in front of people, because of a bit of knowledge, I suppose. But throughout his career, he just, apparently, he says he just hears a voice, and it's my voice usually, haunting him, maybe sometimes. But he can see it, but sometimes you just need reminding, don't you? If you're outside a ring, you can see it a lot easier when you're inside. But it takes good advice, and I know exactly what he does, because I see him every day. I teach him every day. So I know which way his body moves, and when he's going to throw, and when he's going to miss, and when he's struggling on the place. Well, I analyse what he does. But I like it here, because I like seeing how he's a different puzzle. But he can adapt, which is good. Sometimes a guy's this, and he comes in, and you've seen it, and the next time it's pointless going. But here he presents a different puzzle every time he comes. Because they both start different, they both adjust to each other's styles, which is good to watch.
It was good to watch that.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. I wish Ricky could hear my voice.
No, he started to process information now in a spar, which is good to see.
I'm not a vociferous guy in the corner, but one shout sometimes is something that he hears that might help. As long as he's staying, I like defence a lot. So as long as he can defend good, keep himself out of range. His style isn't today in a small ring. Tom's style is big space,
An octagon.
moving around, getting people tired, being clever. Today it's a different art that he's got to learn, and we can't find anybody this good. So when we find him, we've got to stick with him and keep going. I think he'll do really well because he's he listens. He's very, very fast. He's very hard to hit. You know, he has a good shell and he comes out of his shell and knows how he's coming out and which way he's going. And he sees things. He didn't just close his eyes and throw shots. Terry's great. And they gel and they get on well. And I think that, I don't know, Tom needs to keep coming for Tom, but I think Ricky needs him to keep coming because he can change the puzzle a little bit in different days. He's not just a static jab, jab. If it's not working, he'll shift and he'll shift. And I think as long as they keep bringing each other on, you've got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Amen. Amen. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
God bless
pleasure.
you both. I forgot to admit out. Top 5 fastest knockouts in UFC.
World record, you know.
World record.
Got the world record.
For the fastest knockout?
5 fastest top. Oh, how is it now? 5 fastest finishes in the UFC.
history. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the record.
14
He's the
minutes.
main man.
We're the main man here.
He's the
We're
main
not
man.
messing about.
In 5 fights, the overall time of 5 fights, it wasn't 15 minutes. So, because one MMA fight is 15 minutes, 3 5-minute rounds, if you're not a main event. And it was less than, for the full 5 fights, it was less than 15 minutes, so it's less than 1 fight for 5, yeah.
Should be giving you a bonus for that, shouldn't they?
That's what I said. That's
start
what
a
I said.
petition.
That's what I said. But yeah, it's going. But then when you go on to main, because I've had 2 main events, the 5 rounders, 25 minutes. But don't fancy doing 25, so.
No, mate, that's
Finish that as
awesome.
quick as I can.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's a long time, mate.
And we'll be having this conversation in 20 years, and there'll be a lot more records.
Hopefully. Yeah.
You have to do well to beat that, though. You have to be
Absolutely.
fast to beat that.
Yeah.
5 fights over, I think it's like 14 minutes, something.
I mean, who's even comes close to that?
But you have to remember as well, 3 of them 5 people were ranked in the top 15 as well. It weren't like I was knocking over bumps.
Anybody's, yeah.
3 of them were in the top 15, so it's even more credible. I think, in my opinion.
No, it
Just
is.
blowing
Mate.
me on jumping, but
No, we've definitely got to give it.
I think it's decent. I'm travelling tomorrow. I'm travelling all day. I'm going to Germany, but they've got us on like.
Sparring out there.
No, I'm opening the UFC gym there. So it's good stuff.
That's what I like to do. He's up there, you hearing this? Thank you very much. Like I say, I can only apologise for being late.